What is up, everyone, and welcome back. So, summer and spring's around the bend, and Easter is also. So, I thought I would share with you today just a quick, very simple deviled egg recipe. It's a little bit different than your typical deviled eggs. I know some people do a sweet relish, some people do a dill relish. I do a dill deviled egg. Now, sorry about the plate. I have an egg plate somewhere, but I was like, this is just a quick little recap and just to kind of show how I make my deviled eggs. Now, I want to show an easy way too, if you don't have a piping bag, a way to make these look a little more, kind of classy and a little more fancy. We are going to take a baggie, cut the tip of it off, and make like a piping bag to pipe our eggs. Just gives a smooth, cleaner look. So, I will tell you with the eggs, some of them were hard to boil or hard to peel, and some of them were from a batch that I had prior to the last eggs that I had. So, the better the egg is a couple days old, the easier they are to peel. The fresher they are, the harder to peel. I even put them in an ice bath after, and I still had trouble. But that's okay. Like I said, this is just for a recipe. But if you're doing this for a party, a holiday gathering, I would say get your eggs a couple days prior. These are the perfect thing to make the night before. You don't want to be peeling eggs at the last minute. This is something you could pop in the fridge, put in your little egg thing, cover, and you are ready to rock. Hors d'oeuvre or part of dinner. So, let's get started. So, I've already got our eggs cut here, as I said. I've got our yolks over here, and let's get to mash them. Now, in a perfect world, like I said, I would get out my food processor, or you could do your KitchenAid or your hand mixer, whatever the case may be, Sorry, my dog's taking a drink in the background, and the ice machine's ripping and roaring too. So, you really want to kind of mash these up, and like I said, I just didn't feel like dragging out my food processor, getting everything dirty. I have some pasta salad and some really nice, I'll show you right quick, some beautiful, I'll just grab one here. I have some beautiful, I'm going to reheat them, of course, but I have some beautiful lemon pepper chicken legs, and I have some pasta salad, and I was like, you know what, these will go great, and I had a couple eggs, like I said, that I needed to use up prior, but yeah, I would advise getting your eggs ahead of time, and they will be so much easier to peel. So just boil your eggs. You definitely want to wait till they cool down before you peel them. You don't, like I said, this is really something you can do the night before, and it'll be less prep time. But even if you don't have a hand mixer, you're just starting out, or, I have a tiny food processor. The thing with my kitchen is I don't have a lot of storage space. So I have a really small food processor, and it would have worked perfect with this, but it's like, these are just for me and Granny. It's not the holidays. They don't have to be perfect. So what you want to do is get your yolk all mashed up. And yeah, we can also, when we add our ingredients, that'll mix it. But this just kind of easy while we've got it. But I mean, as you can tell, a fork is working perfect. Okay, this is so simple and easy. Now, you can use any kind of mayonnaise you want. I'm a Hellmann's girl, non-sponsored. Holler at me, Hellmann's, but I am a Hellmann's girl myself. So we went now. The drier the texture, the less mayonnaise. The more creamy, the more, creamier you want them, a little more mayonnaise. So I just kind of add mine. And then, like I say, you can always add, you can't subtract. So let's see where we're at with this. And you just want to kind of mix that in. Okay, we definitely need some more. And again, you can always add, you can't subtract. Okay, yeah, we definitely we don't want them too wet, but, we've got a couple eggs here to, yeah, we'll do a little bit more here. So let me know, how do you guys make your deviled eggs? This is like a family. I used to work at a fancy restaurant, and I was a sous chef, and there was some card players, and they loved me and my mom's deviled egg recipe. They're like, hey, we want them to make our eggs this week. It was a group of gentlemen that played cards every week, and they had like a little cheese thing and like some deviled eggs. And like I said, you know, see how it's really coming together here. And again, like I said, it would be really creamier with the food processor, you know, but I'm really, you know, like I said, these are just here for the house. I'm going to do a tiny bit more, and then we are ready to add our other stuff. There's still a very stiff, you know, you want to have enough. That is the thing you have to keep in mind. You want to have enough to go through your eggs to fill them. Okay, that should about do it. Now, this isn't, you don't have to add this, but I do. It gives it, you could do honey mustard. I had a friend that made hers with honey mustard. I prefer Dijon myself. I'm more of the savory side than the sweet. This is just a regular Dijon mustard is all it is. And you don't want to go too much on the mustard. You really want the dill to shine through. And with the Dijon mustard, it's, you know, a very potent, you know, you get that potent. Make sure you stir it all together. Okay. Now, in a great world here, I wish I had white pepper, but again, these are just for the house. But if I was making them, you know, for a party or occasion, I would prefer white pepper. That way you don't. So you want a tiny touch of salt, just a tiny bit. That's optional too. You know, you can leave the salt out, but I'd bring just a tiny bit out. But remember, you got your mayonnaise. So a tiny bit of salt. And again, in a perfect world, I would rather have white pepper, but I've got black on hand, so just a tiny bit. This is basically, we're showcasing the dill. So we just want a tiny bit of pepper. And this is where the dill comes into play. Give him a good shake. Now, again, in a perfect world, when I worked at the restaurant, I used fresh dill. Now, add your dill to, you know, your taste. If you like a lot of dill, I like a lot of dill, and then I do garnish with dill. But if you have access to fresh dill, that is the way to go. Okay, I think I'm going to grab a spatula here for our next part. And while you got your fork here, before we shake it off, taste it, see if there's anything else you want to add to it. Okay, perfect. Let's get a spatula here and start to sew. You want to get all of this you can, that way you can get your eggs good and full. So now let's go ahead and fill our piping bag, and then, well, this is going to be our piping bag, and then we will cut it at the end. Keep your dill out because we are going to use our dill as a garnish. And this is great because you could just pitch it, throw it away. You can use a regular sandwich bag, but this is what I had on hand. Yeah, it doesn't have to be, you know, a fancy Ziploc here. It, just a sandwich bag would do, but this is, like I said, what I had. So you want to try to keep it on one side as much as possible, and it will be just easier to work with. And we're going to cut that tip off. Is our little piping bag. And you could use this trick with anything that you wanted to pipe. It's easy cleanup. You know, yeah, it kind of sucks wasting a baggie, but easy cleanup. Yeah. And it's great because you can just use the side of the bag to get everything off your spatula. Okay, that'll about do it for that. And yeah, look, you can just wipe it right off of there. Okay. Now, we want to get it as nice we can. Try not to get it all the way down so the tip will be easy to cut. We will seal it up here. And we are going to cut the bottom of the baggie off and be rocking and rolling. Okay, make sure you throw that away. You don't want... And another thing is, rinse your eggs after you peel them. There is nothing worse than having eggs taking a bite of a freaking shell. It is like an absolute turnoff. Okay. Wipe my bag here. Okay, here we go. So you just want to keep it down here. And you've got a little piping bag. So let's pull you up here and look. Boom. You do like a swirl effect. Boom. Look how easy and quick that is instead of spooning them all on there. And look at that. Presentation on point. Even if you are not the worst cook in the world or you are the best, and you could just do like, I'll show you here, this is a good one. Just you could do even like a dot up, like up, up, and up. Okay. Went a little heavy on the first ones. Just kind of bring it all down. When you start running, just kind of pull it down. Nope, I went a little bit heavy-handed on the first ones, but that's okay. Like I said, these are just for me and my family, but I'll work with this here in a minute to get the other ones if I gotta scoop some off. And okay, now for our presentation here. We are going to beautiful egg. And then just a lovely sugar bear. And sugar bear. And there we go. You see you've got the dill, no bear. You've got the lovely dill here, and it just really gives a lovely garnish. Alright guys, well, these are the dill deviled eggs. Let me know if you had them. Are you guys going to try them? And if you just, like I said, if you get a little too much on one, you can scoop it off, add it to them. Don't stress. But who wouldn't love to have this beautiful appetizer, beautiful with a meal? And yeah, so those are my dill deviled eggs, guys. Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, and leave me a comment. Have you had dill deviled eggs? Are you going to try them? Have a great day, great night, and I will talk to you guys later. Kaya is out.